Cerebral palsy is a neurological disorder. This means that it's caused by damage to the brain or the spinal cord, frequently at birth in my case, but it can also be caused by accident. Because damage to the brain is not an exact science, there are many different things that cerebral palsy could be. Cerebral palsy could cause mental deficits, physical deficits, and it's a spectrum. So, lawyers like myself can have cerebral palsy, but others who have cerebral palsy can struggle with learning a lot. Likewise, some people with cerebral palsy talk normally, and others like me talk differently than the rest of, well, the majority of people. So it's a broad spectrum. Some people use a wheelchair, I typically don't, and it's really a very broad set of experiences. So, when you meet someone who has cerebral palsy, getting to know them can be helpful before you decide whether to adjust how you treat them because of that. And of course that's a difficult thing to do because of most disabled people have disorders that mean you treat them differently, but others do not. And I understand those who have an instinctive reaction to meeting someone with cerebral palsy to treat them as if they had a learning disorder. It's a fine instinct, but it's not always true. Some people are very, very mentally competent. So, for me specifically, cerebral palsy primarily affects how I move, how I write. My handwriting is awful, trust me. I don't drive. It occasionally affects my eating, so I avoid hard to chew foods. I don't drive. Perhaps I could learn, but it's just been easier not to take that risk by driving regularly. And let's see. It affects me day to day, almost subconsciously. I mean, when you've lived with something for 20, 25, 30 years, you don't notice it as darkly as if you meet someone for the first time. When I talk, I don't hear the cerebral palsy, when my wife listens to me, she doesn't hear it. It's a lot of irony there, I think, because I have to adjust for it to make sure other people understand me as easily as possible, yet I don't think much about it. Cerebral palsy is not genetic, so my wife and I have a son, and there's no higher risk whatsoever that he'll have cerebral palsy because I do.